Today's episode is sponsored by Cocoa Butter. Cause I'm finna be bathing in this, healing these scars. Gotta love hard R activity. So, and that's and that's if y'all want to help with the cocoa butter. I'm finna be running through this cocoa butter. I'm finna be running through this aloe. I done got me some aloe plants. You know, not to mention when I get my hair cut and when I shave, I'm gonna have to like go to the barber shop now for a simple shave because I gotta let this shit heal. Because last time I checked, you know, these ladies on the internet like the way my face look. Hell, I'm not gonna lie. Lots of the women like my content, but truth be told, I can't act like some of them didn't come to my channel because of my face. And I appreciate you, Zero, for the pain and suffering. But the super chats are cool, but the cash app is better because the super chats they take what, half of that. But yeah, man, I'm gonna be bathing in cocoa butter. As a matter of fact, hold cocoa butter and an aloe plant. Instead of getting aloe vera, I went straight to the source. You feel me? Straight to the source. You see that? Mm-hmm. Right to the source. Yes, Lord. Mm-hmm. 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 Straight to the source. All these natural healing properties. So yeah, y'all, feel free to hit the Cash App. Also, I need to know if y'all want me to make this diss track against my cousin. The only reason the original Bop Bops mixtape existed in the first place was because one day I was at work and I said, you know, this is the third. I said, you know what? I'm connecting millions of bros on my page, thousands, if not millions. I said, if all these brothers sent me like $10, $20, $3, $5, I could take a week off of work and I could give them a mixtape and I would call it Bop Bops. And sure as hell, overnight, I had the studio time for Bop Bops. Now, mind you, I didn't have enough money to take off of work, but um, there was hundreds of dollars in my Cash App, and I, in good conscience, A, I wasn't that broke to where I was trying to scam people out of a few $100s. So since that few $100 from all the miscellaneous people on the internet let me know how bad they wanted it. So I gave them Bop Bops. And y'all can't act like everybody who donated to Bop Bops didn't get their money's worth. So that being said, if y'all want the diss track, y'all let me know how bad you want the diss track. Because my aunties don't want me to do it. My aunties do not want me to make a diss track against my cousin. Um, but my aunties don't pay the bills. So if my audience would like to see me eviscerate my cousin in a diss track, you can hit the Cash App. Hold on, cut this right there in the middle. Oh yeah, all that juice coming up out of there. Oh yeah, it's that natural. You heard me? Oh, natural. Drop the mixtape. It's been out. You see, that's the problem with having a male fan base. They'll tell me to drop stuff that's already out. All the music is available. I'm just letting you know. Hmm? Well, yeah, cocoa butter and aloe. We finna be in the house. But yeah, hold on. Let me light this thing up, and then we'll get to talking about the action plan. But real shit, if y'all want that diss track against my cousin, you let me know. Y'all let me know. Cause Lord knows I already got some bars for her no man having ass. For her, I'm 36 and never had a real boyfriend having ass. For her, can't keep my hands to myself ass. Y'all already, man, you already know. Y'all seen what I did to my sister. Had her daughter going around the house wondering who her father was because she got a step stud for the other significant other in the house. Y'all seen what I did to my sister. And you know what's funny? The same bitch ass men who will come in my comment section and say, you shouldn't do that to family, are the same bitch ass men who watch Myron and Fresh and Fit. Y'all watch the Whatever podcast. Y'all watch Cooley and No Fugazi. So please believe your boos mean nothing. I have seen what makes you cheer. You're lost, bro. Seek Jesus. Let me show you something. These are my notes from the past several Sundays at church. I've been to church one, two, three, four, five, six. I didn't put the last one on. I've been to church 7 Sundays in a row. The first one was stay grateful, even when it's difficult. The second one was run to God, not a distraction. As in, how often do we look at our phones for distractions from things? Instead of doing that, run straight to God. The third one was find ways to give and then give when the opportunity comes. The fourth one is really good. Remember your stones. As in when times are tough and you feel like God is not listening to you or paying attention to you, or you feel like God is forsaking you, you have to remember the times that God was here for you. The next one was repent often. Now, I had never repented before 3 weeks ago because I'm a good person. I don't do things to people, but that doesn't mean that I am without fault. You repent for those faults. Um, oh, say yes to God instead of no in your everyday life, not just on Sundays. So, for you to tell me that I'm lost and need Jesus, I am not lost, but we all need Jesus. Actually, the reason why I'm so dope is because I live the way God intended. God gave me two eyes, two ears, two nostrils, and one mouth. So I listen, observe, and smell at least twice as much as I speak, little boy. Speaking of lost, if you would like to find yourself listening to a diss song about my cousin, hit the Cash App. Oh yeah, so y'all see I'm not capping. Um, emergency order of protection filed today. Petition for order of protection for the next 2 years. We have court on the 30th. And I want to ask y'all one thing. If she was a man and I was a woman, would y'all be telling me forgiveness? Seek God. Don't do this to your cousin. If she was a man that sucker punched his female cousin, would y'all be saying you shouldn't call the police? You see, just because I'm a man and you're a woman does not mean you get to put your hands on me. As a matter of fact, every single woman who has ever put their hands on me has had the law called on them. Let's hear it. Heard that shit. Because I can't hit you back without feeling terrible. I can't hit you back without causing significant damage. Boy, I'm 5'9", about 185. I bench press almost 300 pounds. If I hit a woman, I'm going to break her. I'm not even a big man, but I'm not a small man. Hey, Luke Lynn, appreciate you. Yes, I am okay. Thank you very much. Um, and also, I'm not walking around with pent up hostility. I'm not walking around looking for a reason to get out some anger that I carry. I know y'all like it when I rant about things, but I don't walk around upset and angry about shit. I'm not mad at women looking for a reason to inflict pain on women. When my female cousin hit me in the face, the only thing I thought was, I gotta make this shit stop because she gonna keep hitting me. If she was a man, I would have been like, auntie, all due respect, you gonna need some new furniture. Because we done moved all of it. Don't make her famous. She's my cousin. And if people make her famous for putting her hand, if people make her famous for putting her hands on me, that just speaks to society. Why would I be upset? You see, this is the thing about a lot of people. Hating don't get you nowhere. If you think I can't do this because it will benefit someone else, maybe potentially, you ain't gonna go nowhere. Hating don't get you nowhere. Just how important was Jasmine Crockett to your cousin that she would end up being put on blast like this? I guess she this the thing about blacks and Jasmine Crockett. They like her energy because they're ghetto and simple and they can't think for themselves. If you talking with an attitude like this to some white people, black people will love you. It doesn't matter how stupid you are. If you're talking like this to some white people and you're constantly reminding the white people that they're white, black people will love you with all of their heart and soul. You could be a blithering idiot. And what makes Jasmine Crockett a blithering idiot is the fact that she comes from a good household. She passed the state bar in Texas, yet you act as ghetto as possible. Speaking of ghetto as possible, if you would like to hear the diss song that we're cooking up against my sister, hit the Cash App for the studio time because I thought of several bars just sitting here talking to y'all right now. Y'all know I love an excuse to rap. You better ask Buffalo Drew and her crop top wearing bully button showing ass baby daddy. I'll produce the beat. I already got the beat. It's bananas. Do you like the crop top beat? Just trust me when I say it's hard. What's your Cash App? It's in the thing. There's a black box right there. But yeah, y'all. Um, emergency order of protection. The judge heard the story and looked at my face. The judge didn't even need to see the pictures. The judge heard the story and looked at my face in its current state. The judge didn't even hold on. The judge didn't even have to see this. The judge saw my face in this current state and was like, "Oh yeah, oh they live around the corner from you," because you know what? It's such a mighty coincidence, y'all. God just be blessing me with these paydays, I guess. It's such a mighty coincidence that I was in Dallas on business. She was in Dallas for a concert, and we live around the corner from each other. More importantly, we're both from out here because all of our families from here. Her mama moved to Texas like my mama and my stepdad moved to North Carolina. And we both moved back to Chicago around the same time. Crazy coincidence. So in my mind, we're supposed to be thick as thieves. I used to beg this girl to hang out, but like not really, but basically always trying to hang out with my cousin because she's my cousin, you know? Um, I remember one time in particular, the last time I really I quit trying to hang out with her. Um, I was asking her to come over and help me decorate because like I'm a dude, I don't really care to have a bunch of like homey stuff. But whenever I go over to a house where there's a woman there and she's womaning that shit up in there, I'll be like, oh, it's so nice in here. Ooh, you know? And like y'all know I got divorced in February, so I took some proper time to heal, and I probably won't be living alone for a while because I'm a girlfriend ass dude, and they be at me, man. My inbox ever since I've been look, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Ever since I've been letting women know on TikTok how much I like thick women via me crushing on that flight attendant from the Pop the Balloon show, my inbox is very thick. You hear me? My inbox is thick as hell. You hear me? That's all I gotta say about that. Um, so the last time I tried to get her to come hang out, I was like, I want you to come help me like decorating stuff. But I didn't really. I didn't care about that. I don't care. So I told her to her face straight up. I said, the last time I told you I wanted you to come over and like help me decorate. She said, yeah. I said, I don't care about you coming over to help me decorate. I wanted to hang out with you because we're cousins. And she was like, oh. I was like, yeah. And then the last time I talked to her was at a wedding. I had no idea we even had smoke. Let me tell you something about talking politics. I only talk politics with people when I know you and I respect your opinion. I don't talk politics with randoms. I only talk politics with people who I know and we respect each other's opinions about stuff. More importantly, I only talk politics with people whom we've argued about other things and it wasn't smoke. So when my auntie pulled out a picture of Jasmine Crockett and I was like, oh, she's an idiot. And my cousin said, no, she's not, blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh, I would love to argue with her about this. I didn't just go, another idiot. You see, your cuz probably hates your content. You see, this is the thing about people. People will be feeling some type of way about you, but they know they can't speak on it because they on some bitch ass hating ass shit. So they wait for that one opportunity to push to the forefront how they really feel about you. When I backed her into a corner about Jasmine Crockett, she told me I hate black women. When I said there's a black woman in the car waiting for me, she started screaming and hollering. And I said, you see, this is why we don't hang out. She said, you said we don't hang out because I don't know how to treat family, which I did. And I want to, and I started to tell her the story. I was going to calm her down with the story about the decoration and just wanting to hang out with her. But she started hollering at me. I said, are you going to let me finish my thought? She started hollering at me some more. I said, are you going to let me finish my thought? Then she hit me with a, huh. Like she just grabbed at me like a fucking cat. Ow. When I tell you that was the last thing I expected, because you heard the conversation coming up to it. I wasn't even insulting her. Like, like I didn't realize we had an altercation until she hit me. I thought we was just two first cousins who could disagree about some shit. Families yell at each other all the time. It ain't no smoke. So I appreciate y'all saying sorry it happened to me. But the reality of the situation is I've been through much worse. Averi-Lynn Boyd is about to experience the worst thing she has ever experienced in her life. Brandon. She already got two court cases in two different states because the assault happened in Texas. So the detective was assigned either today or or late last night, and they're going to be contacting me later on this week or early next week for the pending criminal charges in whatever county Dallas is in. But also, since you live around the corner from me in the same neighborhood in Chicago, emergency order of protection. Petition for 2-year order of protection. And then I'm going to sue you civilly after all this has been litigated. One thing I do not do is one thing I do not do. One thing I do not do. So yeah, if you're inclined for me to make a diss track, if you want to hear the diss track, if you want the diss track to happen, hit the Cash App. Or let's just keep it a bean. If you want to pay for a haircut, I got a hair. I gotta get a haircut tomorrow. If you a nice young lady and you want to pay for my haircut, leave a note. You know what I'm saying? With a phone number. I'll text you back so you can send some pictures. You heard me? Preferably the inappropriate ones. You know, because last time I checked, they still saying I'm fancy. I'm handsome out here. You know what I'm saying? Uh, 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 uh. I also do get donations to support the channel, and I very much appreciate that. So if you're just somebody who I crack up on a regular basis and you just got paid or you just hit a lick, you know what I'm saying? You can hit the Cash App. You heard me? It's all love. Uh, but more importantly though, if you want to hear this diss track that's brewing in my head, I already got bars going. I said I used to be thirsty to fix bridges that I didn't burn, but I had to learn. Usher Raymond let them bitches burn. Diss track and Neosporin. Appreciate it. But I can tell you're a man because you don't follow instructions well. I said the Cash App that's right there. But I appreciate that though. I don't understand why men don't follow instructions very well. Women follow instructions so much better than men because women be good girls. I, I love telling a woman she's a good girl because so many of them are. Like, if I tell a woman the Cash App, she's not going to be like, ooh, super chat, because she's a good girl. She likes to be grabbed by her neck randomly in public, just so she knows, oh yeah, that's what it is. Women are great. You know what I'm saying? Like there are a bunch of bitches out here, but when she's a good girl, let me tell you, let me tell you. Mm-mm-mm. You know what I'm saying? I just realized like 10 years ago, I'm 37. I just realized like 10 years ago that the nastiest women like to be grabbed by their neck. They like to be choked. You got it. Say less. That's one of the things that I ask a woman when I'm getting to know her for real. I'll be like, you like to be choked? And she say yes, I know I got a nasty one. Y'all be nasty. I never asked that. You should start. You should start. How are you feeling? I'm feeling good. Oh yeah, by the way, today's episode is sponsored by 100% cocoa butter and aloe plants. You know, God is truly magnificent. He made all these things natural just for us here. I'm burning some right now, actually. Burning a very natural bush. Or, hear me out. You know, the Cash App is obviously for the studio time, for the diss track, or to support the channel. But if you want to just buy me some za, you could think about it like that. You heard me? However you want to think about it. So yeah, y'all. Hold on. Dallas Police Department, police report. Check. Emergency order because it happened in Dallas. Emergency order of protection here in Chicago because she lives around the corner from me. Check. Court on December 30th to make it last for 2 years. And if you put an order of protection on somebody and it's quite valid because they tripping on you, shit, I put a dub down for the diss track. Oh, I could tell you're a dude, bro. You put it in the super chat instead of doing what I asked or said. But I'm very grateful. I can just always tell because men don't really follow instructions well. They just do what they want to do. That's what I've learned. But I very much appreciate you. uh, do you know how many men constantly ask me where to find the music? Like I'm just getting to a point where the bros quit asking me where to find my music. Cause like I put streaming everywhere in green. So hopefully they be picking that up now. But for a long time, y'all remember I used to rant about this shit. I used to be like, yo, why are you asking me where to find the songs? Like I would go off on people in comment sections, like, you gotta be kidding me. So, I'm very grateful that the bros watching my content, that the dumb ones are starting to think a little bit. Because we're not all rocket scientists, but we can all think. I'm no rocket scientist. I think though. Speaking of thinking, if you think you want to hear the diss track that I'm cooking up for my cousin, you can hit the Cash App right there. Love you, big bro. Thank you. I appreciate the love. I appreciate all the bros who love my content and they're not Libiquita and they're not ashamed to be like, yo, I love this dude because all types of bro love is not Libiquita. Don't y'all love LeBron? Don't y'all love Kobe? And I'm not saying I'm close to either one of them, but it's not Libiquita. I love Michael Jordan. I don't want his I don't want his ball sack. Know what I'm saying? So shout out to all the bros who have not fallen for the modern propaganda that all male affection for men is Libiquita. Cause it's not. Like if you ever been in a locker room, you ain't never loved your homie. Like, come on now. You That don't mean I want to see his balls. What are we talking about? Absolutely not. Was this really over Crockett? Yes. Now, obviously, it wasn't over Crockett. So, in my order of petition that we have court on December 30th, hold on, let me find it. What I petitioned for also is for her to receive a mental health evaluation and to successfully complete all recommendations. Because there is no way you are not mentally ill. Averi-Lynn Boyd. Because you got to explain to somebody why you thought you should assault your cousin over a politician. Or you have to at least say out loud the bitch ass reason you holding in all this hostility towards me. Either way, you got to tell somebody, child. I care about your soul. Speaking of soul, if you want to see my cousin's soul leave her body when I make this diss track, hit the Cash App. I know you were hella handsome when you were in your 20s. Man, thanks. That implies that I'm not handsome now in my 30s, finna be 40. I appreciate it. Damn. I know I'm old and shit, but kind of compliment is that? I wish I would tell a woman who's 37, boy, I bet you was fine when you was 23. She'd be like, damn, that's messed up. I'm just kidding though. I know what you meant though. I'm just talking shit. I know exactly what you meant. Thank you very much. But yeah, man. You know what? I probably aged a lot the past year simply because of Facebook. My lawyer's still lawyering. But yeah, for sure. Also, if you think Jasmine Crockett is dumb, you can hit the Cash App. You hit the Cash App, appreciate you. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm gonna check it in the morning. Um, if you don't mind. Uh, I was a waiter for a long time, and do you know when I quit stressing myself out? One day it hit me like a ton of bricks. If there are any waiters or bartenders in the chat, there's got to be a couple of you because, I was a server for 13 years, so you speak my language. You stress yourself out thinking about your money on a nightly basis. Do yourself a solid favor. For 1 week, don't count none of it. You just put it away. Because think about this, most people get paid every week, bi-weekly. Some of us now monthly. So if you put that money away for 7 days and then count it on the seventh day, you finna be like, damn, bitch. You will enter an ultra instinct level of serving and bartending because you will never care what anybody tips you. Because at the end of the week, you finna count this shit up. Dope boy style. You hear me? All this money. I was working at Longhorn Steakhouse for 10 years. Because every time I found a better job, I wasn't making more money. Do you I don't I'm not gonna tell you how much money I was making in cash because I'll start talking about money after I get this Facebook money. Um, but yeah, what I would do is I would put it in a drawer every day. That at the end of the week, then I make a deposit. If you're a server and you treat your money the way everybody else gets their money, you'll have so much money. But y'all don't need to hear me. You just want to dance. I know. Don't tell the IRS. What do you mean? Um, at Longhorn, I got tipped mostly on credit cards, and I got it in cash at the end of the night. So it was all logged. Like the IRS, everything's electronic these days. Most people pay with cards. So it's not like it was an issue with taxes. I'm talking about your personal finances here. Instead of looking at it every day, you just look at it every week. I'm telling you, you're gonna be balling out here. I'm telling you. Same goes to barbers. Absolutely. Absolutely, same goes to barbers. If you just count that up at the end of the week, instead of trapping it up every day, if you count it up at the end of the week, you're gonna be like, um, this is what happened when I called the police. I called the police and we waited for 3 hours. But if you call the police in Chicago and and it's a girl hitting a man, it'll probably take an hour and a half, 2 hours. We waited for 2.5 hours, and at hour two, when I called the 911 dispatcher again, she said, if you get tired of waiting, just call back to make sure you're going to the right precinct. And you go to the precinct and you file the police report. So we waited for another hour and they still weren't there. So I called the 911 dispatcher again and I went to the precinct and I filed the police report. So what's going to happen is the detective was assigned. They'll probably reach out to me at the end of this week or the beginning of next week. And that's when they'll take care of all the paperwork and the warrants and blah, blah, blah. I will for sure keep y'all updated. But also, since I don't trust people and I got to do what's right anyway, I took care of the order of protection here in Chicago as well. Because I know people are saying I don't have to do this, but fuck all that blaming he accountability, bitch. And look, gentlemen, can we really have a TED talk about my restraint? Because so many men would have just got a lick in or two. But she hit me one time, and someone with worse reflexes would have got hit multiple times. This is one good. You know what I'm saying? You know, we got scratch, scratch, scratch. This is actually an allergic reaction. Um, so that's completely unrelated. I can't, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna be like a liberal and lie when the truth is good enough. I'm not gonna be like a liberal and lie when the truth is good enough. You see, if you're a liberal and you don't like Trump, the reasons not to like Trump are plenty enough. It's the lying that turns people off. If you say you don't like Trump because his ICE agents are inhumane and they should be treating people with individuality, I have nothing to say to you because you're correct. But that's not what liberals do. They lie like we don't live in the age of the internet. There are plenty of reasons not to like the guy. Just stick to the truth. Please. Why you think the man was able to sue the news networks for $50 million? Because they be lying. Jasmine Crockett, this idiot. By the way, hit the crash app if you think Jasmine Crockett is an idiot. This idiot, she's gonna imply that Republicans were taking donations from Jeffrey Epstein, knowing damn well it was a Dr. Jeffrey Epstein is a completely different dude. She knew that. And then when she got caught, she was like, "Well, I never said it was the Jeffrey Epstein." Like, if you don't like Republicans, the truth is always good enough. Nobody's perfect. Just form your opinion on the truth. Jesus. So yeah, she hit me with a good like, it was like a punch. It was like a, like just think about it. She didn't do this. Huh, I'm gonna scratch you. It was a yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it was a strike, a strike scratch. You know what I'm saying? Like if she was like a hybrid cheetah girl in a video game, you know, you know what I'm saying? You know, you know how girls fight with the cheetah claws. You know how they do. So yeah, she hit me one time, but then I got in close because she wasn't gonna hit me again. And then like I got in close to her and like and like body hugged her real quick, you know? And then she kept trying to like, so I was like, damn, I gotta take it like cause I used to wrestle. I saw all this in slow motion. And like I got her like this. And she's like trying to, and I'm like, cuz I gotta take you down now. So I just hit her with a little leg sweep. It was easy work, you know. Then I was on top of her. I had to keep her wrists under. I immediately got her wrists because she was going. She saw she was a shark that saw blood and was like, "Oh yeah, I'm finna keep it up." Can't make this shit up. My auntie and my mama just sat there, just seemingly very grateful that it was just me. Because after I had her on the ground, you know, look, the last fight that I was ever in, because you call me a bitch if you want to. Y'all can keep all that fist fight stuff. We do weaponry around here. Because at the end of the day, why are we getting physical? Why can't we use our words? What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Let's use our words or walk away, gentlemen. Let's do that. And if I'm walking away and you're not letting me walk away, you probably, you know, they're gonna put your last selfie on a white tee. When people try to walk away, just leave them alone. Men who respect men live a long time. I didn't say men who cower, men who respect men. It's a general respect for people. Men who respect men live a long time. Keep your hands to yourself. Keep your hands to yourself. If you hit somebody in the mouth and they shoot you, I'm from America. Sounds about right to me. Because why'd you hit them? Violence is terrible, but people definitely have the right to defend themselves. I abhor violence. It's just bad. But yeah, the last fight I was in, uh, the dude swung at me. I ducked it. I took him down, and then I began the ground and pound, forearms and elbows. It got wicked for him. I don't like that at all. I don't like anything about that. But if I was a dude looking for a reason, that would have been my cousin. But that just it was that's just not me. She's a girl. After I have you under control, like there's no more threat. It's neutralized, you know. I'm just glad that this lesson is only going to cost my cousin monetarily and potentially with a criminal record rather than costing her her life trying that with the wrong man. Because wrong man, I you know how many comments that I've read that said equal rights and lefts? Oh yeah, by the way, like this video, y'all. What bro said. Uh Fulio, what's the word, my boy? You always have been here, showing love. I appreciate you, fam. One time for Fulio, y'all. Everybody. Fulio, this bitch. We missed you, Fulio, my boy. Fulio in this bitch. No, real shit. Fulio always in here showing love. We even disagreed one or two times, and he didn't act like a bitch about it. You know, I can always appreciate a man when we can disagree, and he's still like, he's still my dude though, my boy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's how men are supposed to operate. Like if we agree, especially like real talk, people who watch my content, it's because you agree with most of what I say. So if you agree with like 95% of what I talk about, ain't no way we supposed to fall out over the 5%. That don't even make sense, do it? Ain't but isn't that the life of a good man until he finds his wife? You be dating women, you be dope 95% of the time, but y'all will fall out over the five. The 5% is what's tattooed on her heart, her brain, and her mind. It's tragic. Tragic. She a hyena. For sure, you're right on. For sure. You know what's really funny? You know what's really funny? She has a cousin, excuse me, she has a brother, my cousin Mike. Now, either my auntie, their mom, or my cousin called him. He either was either just told Avery and Brandon fought, or Avery called and just lied because Mike pulled up in a huff and puff. And then when he left about 20 minutes later, he left like he was just like, oh. Now mind you, I was outside in the car just watching it. But he didn't leave he didn't come outside looking for me, nothing crazy. Cause one thing about my auntie, she's as square as they come, and I love her for it. She's honestly a beautiful soul. So the last thing I expected her to do was lie to Mike and be like, Brandon did such and such. If anything, she would have been the one to be like, no, honestly, like, look at Avery. There's nothing wrong with her. She's the one, she was crazy. She was out of control. Brandon was great. Blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? Like, my auntie would have told exactly what happened. So Mike just left 20 minutes later, just calmly. He was just, oh damn, this is He probably left thinking this. Ooh, do your daughter even know her father, bitch? Ooh, do your daughter even know her father, bitch? He's probably thinking, oh, it's finna get wicked for her. It's finna get wicked for sis. Mm. Mm. So yeah, man, bro, for real, wipe them tears. What are you speaking of, sir? You know, I got an allergic reaction. And I got the scratch scar. I don't understand what you're talking about, but whatever. Uh, yeah, my first cousin, shit crazy. She just she's just very lucky that the lesson she's about to learn is going to be monetary and legally, because any other man would have. I've been I've been I've been hearing y'all in this comment section, and I thought about judging a lot of y'all, honestly, but the reality of the situation is most people didn't wrestle. So I can't judge bros who would have done what they know to do to get anybody to stop hitting them. If you hit me one time, we're in a fight. So I get that. I had to check myself. I ain't even gonna lie. And I admit that to y'all. I 100% had to check myself. Because how many people actually wrestled? Come on now. Like I actually wrestled, so it was second nature to get up in there, get her to the ground, get them wrists. It was easy, the easiest money ever. She's a girl. But if I didn't wrestle, clean clock, wet whistle, seeing stars. You finna be waking up. You look. If I didn't used to wrestle, she would have woke up experiencing my worst nightmare. Do you know what my worst nightmare is? Waking up in a hospital bed, but I'm handcuffed because I caused the problem. So yeah, y'all. If you think Jasmine Crockett is an idiot, you can go ahead and tap the Cash App. If you want to see the diss track happen, you can tap the Cash App. Even if I get like, I don't know, $300, three $1 Cash Apps, that means that lots of people want to see the shit happen. You know, because I'm not gonna eviscerate my cousin unless y'all want me to. Because you know, scars or not, the show must go on. More importantly, you know what's really funny? At the next family function, I get to be like, "Mm, you don't know how I got these scars?